But shout out to Asian Persuasion for this. I got most of my deck ideas for this for him, so.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to Budget Competitor, and I'm joined by Mr. Mason Gochenour, and he's playing a very interesting deck. What were we playing tonight, bud?
I decided to play Infernoble.
What was your reason behind that?
You know, I've been in and out of the game a lot, and I wanted to play something that did get hit by the ban list and still be able to do shenanigans. Sure, you can't hand loop anymore, but there's other cards that you can play to make it so that way you have hand knowledge and you can still get advantage of the game. Let's put it this way, I built this in a week. I couldn't find all the cards for it, but it didn't do too bad today. Just last game of Swiss, I just opened up 3 of the Searcher and it was just game. I couldn't do nothing, but hey.
Alright, man, alright, well, let's get into it.
Alright, first we start off with the 3 Renaud. Renaud's really incredible for being an extender, especially if you hard draw this, just for future FYI with the deck profile. I play a lot of 3 of equipped, so I can do full combo with connector plus any of the equipped. So I'm making my full board. But this is really good. You get to add any of your equipped back to hand or that are banished, or even warriors for that necessarily. So also becomes a tuner, so it actually comes up.
Okay.
3 Oliver. I still wanted to play this, even though it's sometimes really bad just by sending a fire or equip the special. Becomes a level 1 tuner as well, but I usually mostly just use them by sending or anything, so that way any of my warriors cannot be destroyed by card effects or targeted. I think it's target. This one's a target, yeah. So he's really good. Still extends combos and goes for Boral Sword or whatever the case may be, or Borload, Savage. Okay. This one's a little bit weird for most people. I play 2 Ogier, just in case somebody decides they want to DD Crow it. I don't know why they would, but hey. Mostly he's for the dump for this guy, Gearfried, just in case your hand is a little bit bricky, and that way you can always bring back the Gearfried by actually banishing it with the Divine Sword and then bringing it back with DDR. So that way you still have another negate on board. 3 Gearfried, everybody's going to hate me for this. I know a lot of people play 2, but it's kind of, the deck has to recover a lot more, especially in the grinder game, so having this.
Yeah, without having Link Cross, I mean, it's getting down to the grind game.
It's a grindy deck. It really is, but if you have the full combo board, then you about 95% of the time you win. But for this guy, they clear your whole board. Okay, cool, I get to bring this guy back, take your monster and everything, and then you still have a negate monster effect, so it's really nice for being a 3K beater. I decided to play 2 Red Lair. It's a free special, plus in the grind game. If you already have one engraved, I usually, if I open this, I do the whole Isolde play. I usually even activate Isolde to add this back to hand for next turn, just in case they blow up my board, because he can add himself back when he's summoned whatsoever. So you just keep recycling and recycling until they can get rid of it.
Okay.
2 Flint Lady. You don't need 3. It's really good. Especially if your opponent already done some shenanigans, and then you have Oliver in hand, distribute this, special summon Oliver, and it can't be, I think, cannot be targeted by card effects, so it's really nice, and it's a level 1, so synchro plays are a lot lighter.
Okay.
Okay, and the most degenerate engine of them all, 3 Connector, and Aqua Dolphin.
Yes.
This card, this is always going to be live. It's so dumb. Just, one of the combos I like doing, even though you need an empty board, it's literally just connector for the combo. Sometimes if I am going into time and I do have Red Lair, I just special summon Red Lair, summon Conductor, and then special Aqua Dolphin, activate Aqua Dolphin. So instead of it looking for a hand trap and looking for a target that's 800, it chooses any monster on the field. So you can even target the Red Lair that has 2,000 attack and send any combo starter, so that way they get hurt a little bit more too.
Alright.
So, my Aqua boy. Why you gotta be so good? He's so dumb. And then for the engine pieces that are kind of bricks, but some of them aren't bricks, except for one, obviously. Gemba, you really do need the going Needle Fiber, and then Synchro into Croc, which I couldn't find one yet. Despot, Mecha Beast,
yep.
Dumb. I do play Plague, just in case I do draw. This guy, Coltwing, he is god-awful to draw. If you draw him, you can't do full combo.
That's like the worst brick you can
It
get.
is the fucking brick. But if you open up both of these are actually not too bad. So, like, for example, if you have Red Lair and Plague Spreader, technically you can go into Needle Fiber, and then you can always activate this, and then return this to the top of your deck, which doesn't matter because now it's in the deck, so you can do full combo.
Okay.
So, that's it for monsters. For spells, I decided to play, you gotta play 3 of this. This is a Rhoda for all the noble.
Right.
It's Noble Knights, but, you know, it's still included in the name. So you can either add an equipped or a monster, you know. I don't even use the secondary effect to add it back in hand. Like, usually when you activate 1, that's it. You just play 3 to kind of get it. 3 Durendal, really good also in the grind game. It's your searcher for any level 5 or lower fire warriors to add the hand, and then it gets destroyed, obviously. So you won't even need a monster. You can just equip it to your opponent's monster if you go second, so that's really nice. But if your monster that's equipped to this disintegrate, then you can special summon another fire, level 5 or lower fire warrior, and special summon it. So it kind of counteracts everything. So that way you can either get Ogier back, and it's a 2k defender, which is hard for decks to get over sometimes, when they already waste their resources trying to get rid of Charles and all that stuff.
Right.
I got this idea from Asian Persuasion, but I decided to play 3, even though it can be bad sometimes. DDR is any monster, so this card doesn't have to go to grave, so if you're under Dimensional Shifter, this is still good. Card's nuts. You can bring back any of your boss monsters.
Yeah.
And with that, I do play 3 and 3, so that way, if you do draw multiples of this, it's not necessarily bad, because if you draw 1 and 1, you have full combo. But for example, if you draw just this, and this is still in your deck, you can search it, or vice versa. Right. So that way, this card is always live. I've always found it live. I've never found it bad or anything like that. The only time is when I get locked out, and that's something completely different. Usually Lymphoxol is used for the Gemba play, so that way you can synchro into Ronald. And then I usually use this to bring back Charles or Gearfried. So, really nice. Get a free monster.
Very nice.
What kind of warrior deck doesn't play this boy? it's a free add to hand, discard everything. I mean,
besides Smoke Grenade of the Thief, would you say that that's probably the best equipped card you can get?
Yeah. Descend. Descend is godly. Because even if you, to do the full combo with one of the cards in the extra deck, you need Charles and any equipped. And some of the judges around this area has been saying, like, if you DDR back Charles, it doesn't get the pop because it's not technically been equipped. So you can just banish 2, add this, equip the Charles, and then hit. Then we got 2 Dark Ruler, no more. Just in case I lose the dice roll, this is really good. I don't have a 3rd, or else I would play 3. I got to make a lot of changes to the deck, but it's so far doing really good. This is MVP. You just... Oh, you got a VFD, that's cool. It's done. It's done.
That's honestly one of the only
ways to
beat
stop my
VFD.
Do not stop mine, but I'll stop yours.
Right.
Monster Reborn, obviously an extender. Reinforcements of the army. Searches, any warrior, essentially.
Your entire deck, pretty much.
That's level 4 lower, but that's the point. And then 2 of these, just in case I do brick. It's a free warrior, so that way you can just combo off. In worst case scenario, you can always, banish it off of some wackiness, like, for example, Herald of the Arclight. So, it's really good. Extra deck. You gotta start with 2 Isolde. Any warrior deck, you gotta play it. Ultimate bait in the game, honestly. Like, if... Oh, okay, I'm gonna send my equips. Okay, that's cost. So I still get to have them engraven. If I can use Renaud to bring back one of them, then that's full combo, man. Like, this... The only way I get hurt sometimes is when Gemba gets hit with the special summon. But other than that, I usually use the first effect, and then if I have enough extenders, then I go into the second one and then send.
Right.
Yo boy. Needle Dick.
Yo boy.
He's always stupid. No matter what card you search out.
How is it still legal? That's what I want to know.
It's like Firewall. If everybody understands this, it's like Firewall. They will not hit it because it makes too much sense.
Yeah.
Then, yes, we are playing the Auroradon. Obviously, if you can't tell by the main deck, this card is
if you're playing a Mega Fan base in the main deck, I pretty much assumed you got to be playing Auroradon.
It's so good. So good. This is trash. This is trash. I tried playing it today just in case in a grinding game, and it hasn't come up, unfortunately. Like I said, I gotta still experiment. I'm trying to do as much as I can and everything, but that's trash. Alright, and then that's it for links. Synchros, we got, Charles, he's your disruption. You got Omega to bring back Cycle or just take a nerd card out of their hand. The whole point of the deck is having hand knowledge. Asian Persuasion, I'll shout him out again. He plays 3 exchange, which is a great idea because you just give him a dead Infernoble monster and you have free knowledge in their hand, and oh, that's cute, you have a new beer, I'll take it. So it's like I'm making sure I get to play and you have nothing. Omega does that as well, just no hand knowledge. You still play the Boral Sword. I meant the Boral Savage, wow. I'm stupid. You could still make him in this deck. It varies. It varies. It's mostly like when you wait for the Renata at the last second to special summon. So, Power Tool, you're playing equips. I play 2 3-ofs to make sure I get the full combo.
Out of all the games you played, how many times would you say you were able to make Savage?
I'm going to say about 40 to 50%, so it's a decent amount, and that's even going into mostly game 3s today, because I tried doing a challenge with no deck, so that worked. Somehow I almost got top cut, so this boy is amazing. You got to play the Roland. It's a disruption for Charles on your opponent's turn. We got to shout this out because, yet again, he found another broken card to play. So, Balmong, I go into him every combo. So
what is his effect?
When he is destroyed by a card effect and sent to graveyard, you can special summon a level 4 or lower from your graveyard to the field. So, when he's done, and you still have an open board with just that one connector, you bring back this, special summon 2 again, and then you get that spot. So you can recycle your whole thing again. And you go into Herald of the Arclight, Boral Sword, if you got the Renata in hand, and everything like that. So you literally end on a board of full negates, a disruption, and they can't do nothing about it.
I'm going to go ahead and beat everybody to saying that is busted.
It's really good. Like, a lot of people read this. It's a $8 card now. It was like, whoo, cheap. Herald and our disruption.
Yeah, of course. It's like mandatory at this point.
Yes, this.
What is with that, man?
It is poo-poo. I put it in because, like I said, I just picked the whole thing up off of somebody, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to play. This is supposed to be the Crocosaurus, or whatever you want to call him, Croconaw.
Yeah, it's that level 9, right?
That level 9 Croconaw that is not for Alligator yet. Like, he's too good in this deck, too. I make him, and then it makes my whole VFD combo so much better. And then the last 2 cards that I have, it's not full 15, like I said. We got Trishula. Level 9, that's all it is. And then BFT. We'll go with the 2-card combo, essentially. Okay. So we got this plus, so it's going to be Neospatian Connector plus either 3 of these. I'll turn them around in a second. Or any of the, mostly these. Like, if you got another equipped in hand, it's going to be really good. So it's like any of these to make it a 2-card combo.
Okay.
So first thing you do, because this isn't how I want to organize, but hey, so you normal summon this boy, activate the effect. You get your Aqua Dolphin. Then you just you can activate the effect if you want. Sometimes you don't want it, so you just light these off into a Soul Day. You can activate the first effect or whatever the case may be. Actually, just realizing this, I probably should actually do the arrows. So if you want to add, what I usually add is Red Lair for later. So that's 1 card in your hand. Activate the second effect. So in this scenario, you're going to send that no matter what. And if you have Renard, for example, in hand, as an example, whichever one you don't have in your hand, or whichever one you have in your hand, you can get any of these back, because you can send them, and then if you have another Fire Warrior, you can special add it back.
Okay.
So for this combo, we'll do it without. So we'll send 2 for Genba. So in this scenario, we're just going to send a Durendal, because more times than not, I just send it off of that. So you go Genba, obviously. Link these 2 off into, your boy Needle Dick. No matter what, he's always going to be a needle dick because he always has to have his boys behind him.
That's right.
So you get Despot, and then it's kind of self-explanatory almost after that. Then you go for a Rorodon.
This is starting to seem pretty familiar.
Yep, old format. So you special summon 3, special summon the Despot, and then this scenario you just synchro these away into Power Tool, activate the effect. So for this combo, you have to get Living Fossil. Unfortunately, it's your go-to one. So if you get DDR in hand, you're gold. You're set. So in that scenario, activate the effect attribute. So you attribute these off into the worst brick in the game. Him. He really is. Then you special summon 2 more. And activate the effect of Despot. Then you literally just synchro this off.
Next card to be banned?
No. That's no. Balmong, so you're going to see like the full combo with this. So in this scenario, now you get to activate Living Fossil. So now you bring back your Genba. Just remember he does get banished when he leaves the field due to Living Fossil. So you synchro the level 3 token plus a 2. So that's banished. This is engrave. To go into Roland, make sure to activate the effect. If it does come up. Now we just, I'm sorry, I'm brain dead today, guys. Then you just synchro to Charles. And you got the Charles and the Balmo. So this is where it comes up with the ruling. So what I usually do is, since I start off with these 2, I usually banish them. Because if you have DDR, then you would choose something that would be more appropriate target. But you just add the Phoenix Blade back.
Okay.
Now you activate the Phoenix Blade, and since Charles is, when an equip card is activated, you can target the card and destroy it by a card effect. So destroy by a card effect. Coming back. That token creator,
There
bro.
we go.
So you get the 2 plus the Despot. And then after this, you synchro these 2 away into your Herald. And then this is where the combo ends if you don't have Renaud, because you just banish these 3 for Trish. And then you just kind of, VFD. Now,
End the game right there.
yeah, so the difference of this board plus a Renaud is a lot better, like 100%. So let's say we have Renaud, okay? In that scenario, instead of the Durandal we would be sending DDR.
Okay.
So you can still combo since you have Charles on board. You can special summon a Renaud, activate the effect to add DDR back to your hand. And remember that Soul Day you got? That's just a +1/+2 on top of the 4 that you already have in your hand.
Okay.
So in this scenario, you got a level 1 tuner and a level 7. Synchro these 2. Boral Sword. Boral Savage. God, help me. Help me. So
Stay with him, everyone. It's Savage Dragon.
I know, right? So we got this equipped. Blah 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 blah.
So is it 38 plus two negates?
Mm-hmm. And then in this scenario, since you can save the Charles, like I said, you can make this board insane. If you open up literally even Gear Freed, you end on a board with 3 level 9s. It just depends on what deck you're playing to use either this and a Gear Freed or this and the Trish, or even the Trish and a Gear Freed. You just want to make sure you have either. If you have one, in my opinion, if you have 1 negate, then go for the disruption. But if you already have, no, other way around. If you only got 1 negate, you want us to keep the negate, so you have the monster negate, which is Gear Free. Now, if you need to pop and you have these 2 on board, then it's all good. So in this scenario, we're gonna do this. We're gonna activate DDR. So this card, whatever card you have in your hand, for example, that. And this is still level 3, so you can actually special summon Genba if you want. Just doesn't matter. You can synchro, whatever. In this scenario, you're just going to tribute these 3 off, which are, banished. Then you make Trish. So in this scenario,
so now you've got
instead of just having like the board before, you have an extra monster that you can use. So you can overlay this. Like I said, if you have Gear Free, then you're good. And then this is going to be untargetable, plus you get the Durandal back. And more games than not, people scoop as soon as I bring out another level 9, because VFD is just nutty. Because you just do this and say GG.
Yeah, so for what I'm seeing here, it's definitely not as unfair as it was whenever Smoke Grenade was a thing, ripping cards out of your opponent's hand, but it's still extremely good. If anybody really likes this video, I would definitely not write this deck off.
Yeah, so if you have any comments, just, let them know, everything like that. I'll do more tutorial videos. I'll find more combos, everything like that. I have all the free time in the world, especially with my job. All I am doing is, delivering packages for a living. So all I do is hear podcasts. Shout out to, Budget Competitor. Shout out to Pack and Head to Head Battles. I do listen to their podcast a lot, and they do say a lot of things. Like, they're just not regular YouTubers. They actually are competitive, and they have actual titles under their belt, as well as others. But for them being newer to the game, they're hands down. But shout out to Asian Persuasion for this. I got most of my deck ideas for this for him, so.
Well, I appreciate you, sir. Thank you so much for that deck profile and the combo tutorial.
Oh, yeah, no problem. Anytime. More to come.
All right, and if anybody's not subscribed yet, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Give this video a massive thumbs up. As always, have a great day.
Yeah.